أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Tonight will be our 15th lesson on learning how to read the Holy Quran, and in this lesson we're going to continue our discussion on long vowels. Our previous lesson introduced us to the long vowels, that there are 3 long vowels. Each one of them is called a mad, and that each one is produced by a certain combination. So there's a combination of a fatha and an alif. A letter such as this ba will have a fatha, and if it's followed by an alif that does not have any other markings on it, then this will be given an a long vowel sound. So this ba with the fatha and alif will be pronounced ba. Next we had the other long vowel, which is produced by the combination of a letter having a kasra followed by the letter ya. So in this case, the ba will be pronounced with a long vowel, so it'll be pronounced as B. And third, we had the long vowel produced by the combination of dhamma and waw. So a letter like this ba that has a dhamma followed by a waw will get the oo long vowel sound. So this will be pronounced as boo. So for tonight, what we're going to do is use what we've learned in our previous lessons, and once again, start writing some words using the long vowels and the short vowels and the tanween that we have learned so far. So our first word is produced from 3 letters, dal with kasra followed by ya. So this dal and this ya will be read together as one syllable. And then we have a noon with a fatha. So we write these words together. The dal with kasra followed by space because dal does not connect on its left. The lowercase of the ya, and then the noon with kasra. So this dal and this ya will be read together as one syllable. We say di, and then we pronounce the noon with kasra, ne. So it's di ne. Our next letter. Well, before we move on to the next letter, of course, we're going to write the word ourselves. So hopefully you have pen and paper or pencil and paper, and you'll write these out. So we write the dal with its kasra, and then we write the lowercase of the ya, which is this short curve with its 2 dots, and then so this will be pronounced d, and then we have the full noon with its kasra, and of course noon is in its full form, uppercase form, because it's the last letter of the word. So we have deen. Our next word has 4 letters. Seen with fatha, which is pronounced sa. Then we have lam with fatha followed by alif. So now we have to read these 2 together as one syllable, because this combination of fatha and alif give this lam a long vowel sound. It will be pronounced la. Then we have a mim with tanween, 2 dhamma. So this will be pronounced mun. So now we're going to write this all together. So the seen changes to its lowercase form. Now this you'll see throughout the Quran, that whenever there is a lam and it's followed by an alif, when they're read, usually you'll see them, when they're in the same word, they're going to be written like this. Sometimes you'll see it written in this form, and sometimes you'll see this form, where this first portion here is the lam, and then this second portion is the alif. So you'll have to get used to these. So here in this font, we have this form where the lam is written like this, and then the alif is written inside the lam. This is called the lam alif, the combination. So you see here now that you have the seen in its lowercase form pronounced sa with the fatha. Then the lam has fatha and alif, so this is pronounced la. Then mim with the 2 dhammas is pronounced mun. So it's sa la mun. Salamun, like when you say to each other, Salamun alaykum. And now we're going to write it ourselves. So we write the lowercase seen, which is 1 curve, 2 curve, and then a small extension. Then we connect the lam to it, and then we write the alif inside the lam. And of course the seen had a fatha, the lam had a fatha. And then we write our mim with our 2 dhammas. And like we said, you can either write the 2 dhammas like in this form, or you can write it in the shorthand as it's written up here. So here we have the word salamun, salamun. Our next word has 4 letters. So we have ra with fatha, which is pronounced ra, ha with kasra, followed by ya. So now these two, the ha and the ya, will be pronounced together as hi, and then the meme with the 2 dhammas is pronounced mun. So we bring the ra, and remember ra does not have a lowercase form and it does not connect on its left, so there has to be a space here. Then we have lowercase ha followed by the ya, and then the meme with its tanween. So we have ra, hi, mun, rahimun. Now we will write it ourselves. So first we write our ra with its fatha, and we have to leave a space because ra does not connect on its left. Then the lowercase ha with its kasra, then the lowercase ya with its 2 dots, and then the meme with its 2 dhammas. So we have the word rahimun. Our next word has 4 letters. We have sad with kasra. This will be pronounced si. Then ra with fatha followed by alif. So again, the fatha and alif combination. So this ra and this alif will be pronounced together as ra. And then we have ta with fatha, which gets pronounced ta. So we write the sad here in its lowercase form. With the kasra, it's pronounced si. The ra with the fatha and alif together are pronounced as ra, and then ta with fatha is ta. So we have the word si ra ta, sirata. And now we write it ourselves. We write the lowercase sad like this, and then right here where the extension of the sad ends, we write our ra, the alif, and of course the sad had the kasra, the ra had the fatha, and then we write our ta with its own fatha. So we have the word sirata. On to our next word, which has 4 letters. Alif with fatha gets pronounced a. Then we have ayn with a combination of dhamma and waw. So now the ayn, when it has this combination of dhamma and waw, it gets the long oo vowel sound, so it gets pronounced oo. Then we have dhal with dhamma that gets pronounced dhu. So now we write it all together. The alif is written in its full form and it doesn't connect on its left. The alif with fatha is pronounced a. The ayn with dhamma and waw is pronounced u. And then dhal with dhamma is dhu. So we have a, u, dhu, a'udhu. And now when we write it, we write our alif with its fatha. Then the lowercase ayn, the ayn that's written at the beginning of a word with its dhamma. Then where the ayn ends its extension, we connect our waw. And then we write the dhal with its dhamma. So we have a'udhu, a'udhu. Our next word again has 4 letters. Sad with fatha, where it gets pronounced sa. Lam with fatha and alif, again we have this combination, the lam alif. This gets pronounced la. And then we have, if you remember from our last lesson, we had one of our previous lessons, we got introduced this. This is called ta marbuta. This gets pronounced like the letter ta, and it has the fatha, so you read it as ta. So we write here our lowercase sad, then the lam alif together, as we learned with one of the previous words, and then ta marbuta with fatha. So this is pronounced sa, la, ta, salata. Now when we write it, we've practiced our sad a bunch of times. We write it like this with that little small extension, and we connect the lam to that extension and write the alif inside the lam. The sad with fatha, lam with fatha, and then we write our ta marbuta, which is a ha with 2 dots, and then fatha. So it's pronounced sa, la, ta, salata. Our next word has 5 letters. Now we're getting into the big words. We have Ra with Fatha gets pronounced Ra. Mim with Fatha is pronounced Ma. Now we have Dad with the combination Fatha and Alif, so it gets pronounced Ba. And then Noon with Fatha is Na. So we write the Ra, we write the Mim, the lowercase Mim, lowercase Dad connected to this Alif, and then the Noon in its full form because it's the last letter and it doesn't connect to this Alif. So we read this as Ra, Ma, Da, Na, which is the name of this month, the month of Ramadan. So it's Ramadan. So now we write by putting the Ra first, and we leave a space after the Ra, and the Ra has a Fatha. Then we write our lowercase Mim with its Fatha, and then our lowercase Dad, which is written just like the Sad, but with a dot, and then with its Fatha, and then Alif connected to this Dad. And then, since the Alif doesn't connect on its left, there's a little space here, so we write the Noon with its dot and Fatha. Ramadana. MashaAllah. Now on to our last word, which has 6 letters. Ya with Dhamma gets pronounced Yu. Qaf with Kasra and Ya. So now this combination gets pronounced together. So it's the E long vowel sound. So this Qaf with Kasra and Ya gets pronounced Qi. Then we have Mim, which has a combination of Dhamma and Waw. So it gets pronounced Mu. And then Noon with Fatha is pronounced Na. So down here now we're going to write the lowercase Ya, lowercase Qaf, lowercase Ya again, connected to this lowercase Mim, which gets connected to this Waw, and then of course we leave a space after the Waw because it doesn't connect on its left, and then the Noon. This is pronounced Yu, Qi, Mu, Na. Yuqimuna. And now we write it ourselves. Lowercase Ya with 2 dots underneath, and it's Dhamma. Then Qaf with its 2 dots and its Kasra. And then the Ya. The Ya does not have any markings because it's read together with this Qaf as one syllable. Then we have the Mim with its Dhamma connected to Waw. And of course this Waw doesn't have a marking because it's connected with this Mim. It's read together with the Mim. And then we have the Noon with Fatha. So we read this as Yu, Qi, Mu, Na. Yuqimuna. And that is our last word for this lesson, and that is the end of our lesson for tonight.